Good morning, students. Now we are back with the chapter Political Parties. Previously, we have discussed about what is a political party, components of political parties, and functions and necessity of political parties. But now the question arises, how many parties should we have? In a democracy, any group of citizens is free to form a political party. In this formal sense, there are a large number of political parties in each country. Now, more than 750 political parties are registered with the Election Commission of India. But not all these parties are serious contenders in the election. Usually, only a handful of parties are effectively in the race to win elections and form the government. I think you must also be aware about only 4 or 5 political parties. So the question arises then, how many major or effective parties are good for a democracy? So when we are talking about how many parties should we have, so there are 3 types of party system. Like in some countries, one party is allowed to control and run the government. These are called one party system, single party system, and as we have studied in class 9, in China, only the Communist Party is allowed to rule, although legally speaking, people are free to form political parties. It does not happen because the electoral system does not permit free competition for power. But we cannot consider one party system as a good option because this is not a democratic option. Any democratic system must allow at least 2 parties to compete in elections and provide a fair chance for competing parties to come to power. Now, bi-party system or 2 party system, we can say, in some countries, power usually changes between 2 main parties. Several other parties may exist, contest elections, and win a few seats in the national legislatures. But only 2 main parties have a serious chance of winning majority of seats to form government. And this system is called 2 party system or bi-party system. And the best example for this, the USA and United Kingdom. Best example of 2 party system. Now, multi-party system. If several parties compete for power and more than 2 parties have a reasonable chance of coming to power, either on their own strength or in alliance with others, we call it a multi-party system. So in India, we have a multi-party system. In this system, the government is formed by various parties coming together in a coalition, and that is coalition of parties. When several parties in a multi-party system join hands for the purpose of contesting elections and winning power, it's called an alliance or a front. For example, in India, there are such major alliances for parliamentary elections, the NDA, that is called National Democratic Alliance, the United Progressive Alliance, UPA, and the Left Front. If we will see multi-party system, it appears very messy and leads to political instability. But at the same time, this system allows a variety of interests and opinions to enjoy political representation. Now, the question arises, which is the ideal system? Which is better? Perhaps the best answer to this very common question is this, that it is not a very good question, because party system is not something any country can choose. It evolves over a long time, depending on the nature of society, its social and regional divisions, its history of politics, and its system of elections. These cannot be changed very quickly. Each country develops a party system that is conditioned by its special circumstances. Like in India, India has evolved a multi-party system. It is because the social and geographical diversity in such a large country is not easily absorbed by two or even three political parties. That means no system is ideal for all countries and all situations. Now, we'll discuss about types of political parties. Democracies that follow a federal system all over the world tend to have two kinds of political parties that are present in only one of the federal units, and parties that are present in several or other units of federation. This is the case in India as well. There are some country-wide parties which are called national parties. These parties have their units in various states, but by and large, all these units follow the same policies, programs, and strategy that is decided at the national level. Every party in the country has to register with the Election Commission. As we have discussed last year also, while the Commission treats all parties equally, it offers some special facilities to large and established parties. These parties are given a unique symbol. Only the official candidates of that party can use that election symbol. Now, how can we recognize that it is a national party or a regional party? Parties that get this privilege and some other special facilities are recognized by the Election Commission for this purpose. That's why these parties are called recognized political parties. Now, national party. A party that secures at least 6% of the total votes in an election to the Legislative Assembly of a state and wins at least is recognized as a state party. But when we are talking about national party, the same, but a party that secures at least 6% of the total votes in Lok Sabha elections or assembly election in 4 states and wins at least 4 seats in Lok Sabha is recognized as a national party. According to the classification, in our country, there are more than 7 national political parties in India, and now